Hey, it's Red Eye. It's like the Oxygen Network, but without the bloating.
Oh, we like that.
A lot of bloating. Rachel Marsden, Bill Schulz. On remote, Professor Marc Lamont Hill. You're the professor of urban education at Temple, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm so happy. Look at my hair. Something wrong with my hair is so high. I don't like, I gotta get a haircut. To my left, Fox News contributor Rudi Bakhtiar. Good to see you.
You
Correspondent.
need the $400 haircut.
I need the $400 haircut because I'm getting very puffy. Very puffy.
You're looking like John Gibson.
I am. I'm getting the John Gibson. The rioting in France ever since Sarkozy won. There have been like hundreds, like 600 cars torched and police, like something like 30 police officers injured. I got to ask you, Professor, why does rioting look like so much fun?
because it is fun. I mean, it is. You know, in the immediate. You know, it's like going to like Cancun or something for a vacation. You know, but there's a long-term effect that we need to think about. And in terms of France, we need to think about Sarkozy's own contribution to this riot. A lot of people will blame the left and say that it's Royale's fault, but in actuality, Sarkozy's very divisive, and he sort of stoked these fires and made people engage in these types of violent acts. So it's not the Socialist Party.
He's divisive.
It's this conservative party.
Go ahead.
He's divisive because he wants tougher immigration laws. He's divisive because he wants to reform labor laws. You know, in France, people don't get fired ever. You basically have to come in with a gun and shoot up everyone, and maybe then they'll fire you. So basically, what's happening is all these young kids are coming into the market, and because they're cheaper labor, and the bosses want to hire them and fire the old guys, but guess what? The labor laws don't let them.
And the other thing, it was the socialist candidate that warned of the rioting, and it wasn't Sarkozy that was basically playing up that consequence. So I think you have to kind of lay the blame on, you know, the left for that. And also, I feel bad. I feel bad because they always describe rioters as youths.
Well, they're
never
Muslims.
youths.
No, they're Muslims. That's what they're not describing them as here. But I think the reality, we have to look at this.
They're not all Muslims.
In the fall, most of them are. Most of them are. They're Muslim immigrants. But in the fall of 2005, Sarkozy came out and he called them racailles, which essentially means riffraff, and that's all it took to set them off, and that's in the wake of the Danish cartoons and everything. Now he's coming out and saying, hey, look, I'm going to lift that law for a maximum 35-hour work week, and these guys don't even have jobs anyway. I don't know why they're so upset.
You know, I have to apologize. Oh, go ahead.
The best part of the story by far is Sarkozy, as you say, was himself on a yacht in the Mediterranean during all of this.
You know, go ahead. You get the last word. Pardon me?
No, I'm saying that's the critique. The reason people are rioting is because they see sort of the reinforcement of, you know, privileged classes coming back. They're seeing the elimination of individual rights and civil liberties. That's what people are worried about.
I think
the fact that the president is somewhere away.
I think people like to riot because it's a free pass to go out and have fun.
You don't have to work when you're rioting.
It's both.
It's both. It's both.
You know what? As somebody who has been in a revolution in Iran and who's attended these at a very young age, there is an element of excitement there.
Yeah. I want to talk about this more violence in the Taiwan legislature. It only happens in Taiwan. Lawmakers.
No, it doesn't happen.
Quiet, Rachel. I'm trying to explain.
But you're wrong. But you're wrong, Greg.
Oh, God. Please stop the screeching. Somebody get a tranquilizing dart. You got it.
Anyway, China or something?
Anyway, they were arguing it's two different parties. This always happens. And I got to say, wouldn't it be great if it happened here?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Wouldn't you love it to see like Kennedy and McCain going at it?
This would make C-SPAN watchable.
Exactly, finally.
But in Britain and in Canada, in Parliament, there are always, you know, not necessarily brawls like this, but there's a lot of yelling and screaming. The Prime Minister is involved. But the only place
Look at that. They're on their shoulders.
is here in the USA.
Professor Hill, let me ask you, do you think this would be a healthy way to encourage political debate in America?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to see that. And it's a good way to get pay-per-view dollars. I'm with you guys on the McCain-Kennedy thing. I'd love to see
Wouldn't that be great? Who would you place a bet on?
I think, Harold, it would be better if they introduced pit bulls and sabers.
Pit bulls and
the hockey team or the weapon?
The weapon.
All right. Interesting.
No?
I think both could be.
I think the more violence you have in the political realm, the more people will take care to say the right thing.
Well, you know what else is kind of interesting? Do you know that you can slander or libel, whichever one is defamation, spoken defamation, you can defame somebody in the Canadian and British Parliament and you can't be held liable for it. You can't sue somebody or somebody can't sue you for it. You can say whatever you want about somebody inside of Parliament. I don't know if that holds true here.
Wow.
But
It holds true here. Some pretty sketchy things have been said right here in our
And you can't
very
sue
own
them?
country.
All right. we're winding down in this segment, unfortunately. I want to move on to somebody who's not a coat hanger, Jessica Simpson. Every day, her breasts keep getting larger. I mean, it's like this natural thing. Anyway, she claims that her large breasts prevented her from a career as a gospel singer because her breasts were too distracting to the people watching her sing. And I think this is an injustice. Dawn, do you think it's wrong that her breasts would have kept her away from God?
I think it's a very, very large injustice, and I think men are just very predictable, of course. What are they focusing on even in church? Her ample bosom, of course. But she is out there displaying it. Lord knows they were out there on display at the Costume Institute that Kate Blanchett was at, and yeah, she's not shy about them. She was describing them as wearing them like a necklace these days, which is my favorite quote ever.
Let me go quickly to my artwork because, as you know, regular viewers, I draw the news. And today I decided to draw, because with Perrineau on here, I decided to draw Jessica Simpson as a zombie. And you can see she's devouring the flesh of a crying unicorn. And Fluffy McNutter is looking on in horror. If you would like to win this beautiful piece of artwork, which you can win, you can write to redeye@foxnews.com with the name of said artwork. I will judge the name, and if I like it, I will autograph it and send it to you. But it'll never happen because I'm basically lazy, depressed, and lonely. It's true.
Oh, true confession.
That's true. All right, quickly, Kirsten Dunst. They enlarged her breasts for Spider-Man. Good thing, bad thing, Dawn?
Neutral thing. I mean, sex sells. I mean, who are we kidding here? So if they padded her assets a little bit and she flaunted them for Spider-Man 3, it certainly reflected it in the box office.
Well, I think big breasts are a distraction in movies.
A distraction?
A distraction. I want to concentrate on the plot.
You wanted to focus more on Venom than her breasts?
You're such a purist, Greg.
Okay, we got to go. We got to Flagstaff, Arizona, writes. Sadly, I think Paris Hilton is smarter than all of the producers of your show. That is mean.
Why would they attack our producer?
Don't attack our producer.